Innovation pays off.
Good evening. Welcome to this session entitled IEEE, a partner in profession and in time of crisis. IEEE stands for the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. My name is Lance Chen-Chi Fung. I'm an emeritus professor from Murdoch University, Perth, Western Australia. I'm currently the chair of the IEEE Region 10 Educational Activities Committee, and I'm also a past chair of the IEEE New Initiatives Committee. I'm also one of the nominated candidates of the 2021 to 2022 IEEE Region 10 Director-elect. I take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank you for the invitation from the FIS Robotic Solutions. And for this opportunity, I can share my personal experience and introduce IEEE, and also let the world know in terms of the resources we have made available in response to the COVID-19 crisis. The agenda today is I'm going to share a little bit time on my background. I'm going to introduce an overview of IEEE and sharing my personal volunteering experience in the organization. And then I take up some of the examples of some of the activities and initiatives that IEEE responses to the COVID-19 crisis. You can take a look at the Murdoch University website and just search under profile Lance Fung, and you will come to see this page. And you can see under all the different categories and some description and some of the areas that I've covered in the past. I'm currently located in Perth, Western Australia, and we are sharing the same Indian Ocean, and I'm on the West Coast. And normally coming to India, I will transit places like Singapore, Malaysia, or Bangkok, or even Indonesia. So it is quite convenient for the communications and transport between our two places. Murdoch University located at the southern part of Perth, and we have a beautiful Swan River. We have a population of around 2 million people, and overall in Western Australia we have 2.4 million, and that's make up roughly around 10% of the overall Australia's population of 24 million. And my personal background, I'll go back to close to around 50 years ago. I started off trained as a marine radio and electronic officer from Hong Kong Polytechnic in 1974. In Brunel Technical College, I studied there between 1975 to 76. And I had my first degree with first class honor from the University of Wales Institute of Science and Technology, and also the Master of Engineering degree as well, 1982 and 81 and 82. My PhD degree was awarded by the University of Western Australia in 1994. I worked in the Singapore Polytechnic 1982 to 1988, and I also taught in Curtin University between 1989 to 2003. Since 2003, I joined Murdoch University, and I received an emeritus professor appointment in 2015. I have been the Associate Dean of Research, Research Director, or Director of a Research Center in Murdoch University. All this in addition, to my normal teaching and supervisory roles. For IEEE, as I earlier said, I'm the current chair of the Region 10 Educational Activities Committee. And I also serve in the Conference Quality Committee, Technical Program Integrity Committee, New Initiatives Committees, and also have been on the board of governors in the System Man and Cybernetic Society. And also within the geographical units, I've served in the section chapters and the Australia Council. So all in all, I would say that I got a pretty well understanding of the IEEE operations, as I have served in different aspects of the committees and the councils and society. My academic output can be viewed from the Murdoch University Research Repository. Over there, I have a collection of around 332 titles, and my overall publication will be over 350 and above, because some of the earlier years, it was not in electronic format, so therefore it's not included in the collection. You can just simply take a look at my profile website, and from there you can find the link to it. But more importantly, I'm really proud and honored to have the opportunity to supervise over 31 doctorate students, and they all come from different parts of the world, from Thailand, from Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Singapore, etc. So you can also take a look at all the theses, other different titles. You have an understanding of some of the work that I have been doing in the past. In the public domain, you can take a look under Google Scholar. They have a collection of my citations and also the H factors that they have calculated. And also another one like a ResearchGate. And through the IEEE Explore the digital library as well. So over there, I have 111 articles are being collected. So coming to IEEE, we are the world's largest technical professional organization. We are dedicated to advancing technology for the benefit of humanity. So as a quick fact, you can take a look at the information from our website. We have over 400,000 members and in over 160 countries. And more than 50% of them are outside USA. And we have more than 124,000 student members, 342 sections, and we have 1,834 chapters, 3,422 student branches, and 2,600 student branch chapters. In addition, there are affinity groups, and there's things including like the young professionals, women in engineering, live members, actually entrepreneurship. On the technical side, this I would say is the main asset we have IEEE. I personally call IEEE as a knowledge organization. Where our main asset is the contribution by the authors and the members. The main collection is 5 million of these articles under the IEEE Explore digital library. And each month, over 8,000 downloads has been recorded. We also have a good number of conferences, close around 2,000 in the past, and we have active standards or transactions, over 200 transactions, and then we have over 500,000 of conference attendees, and we have published 1,800 conference proceedings. All these are the figures based on 31st of December 2019. This is an overview of the organization of IEEE. IEEE is also a member organization, so we make up the society. So in here, we have under the different boards, but there are 6 major boards within IEEE. All the members are being allocated according to the sections, we call the Members and Geographic Activities Board. And then according to the technical interest, they may subscribe to be a member of one of the societies, and that is under the Technical Activities Board. Some other main activities through IEEE are the one like the Standards Association, Educational Activities, Publication Services and Products Board. There's one additional board, is the IEEE USA Board, and this one made up of the 6 regions within the USA. And also there are collections of the committees that go directly under the Board of Directors. The Board of Directors are made up of the divisions, make up of regional directors from 10 of these, and also 10 of the divisions under the technical activities made up of all the 39 societies, and also all the individual board president, vice president as well, and also the presidents, the secretary, treasurers as well. So IEEE geographically is divided into 10 regions. So we are in the Asia Pacific region, we call Asia 10, region 10. We make up roughly around 1/3 of the population of the membership within IEEE. Another big region is the region 8, which is the Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And then region 9 is the Latin America. So whereby you can see it's quite substantial in terms of the area. And then majority of the region fall under the region 1 to 6 in USA. Of course, this is due to historic reason because this is where IEEE organization was started. And region 7 is Canada. In region 10, Well, this is another diagram visualized how the arrangement of all the sections within our region. So we have over 50, close to 60 sections or so under different countries. So in some of the country, we have a multiple number of sections where they form the councils. So say, for example, like China Council, Korea Council, Japan Council, New Zealand Council, Australian Council, and Indian Council. And some of these sections, they may also have a subsection. Those are the ones that do not have enough number to be established as a full section, and then they exist as a subsection. In terms of the technical interest, well, this is divided into 39 technical society. And these are the names of the technical society in alphabetical order. And you can see it highlights what is the main interest that they're in. And some of the major societies, like computer society, like communication society, and also the power and energy society, they have substantial number of members. Well, these societies form 10 divisions. And they have a combination of some of these societies that fall into a certain division. And also because some of the areas that may have the common interest between the society, so they also have the formation of the technical council. The technical council is different from the geographical council. Geographic councils are mainly according to the countries, and the sections fall into that. Technical councils are based on a common interest. So some of the society, they may have overlapping interests, therefore they form the specific councils. Now looking into the Geographic Council in the Indian Council as an example. And in here, you see that altogether 12 sections within your country of India. And you can see it cover from Bangalore, Bombay, Delhi, Gujarat, Hyderabad, Kerala, Kharagpur, Kolkata, Madras, Pune, Uttar Pradesh, and Vizag. Vizag is the latest addition that came in early this year. As a member of the IEEE, you can enjoy the benefits. These are some of the examples of the benefits you can access to. First of all, you will be technically being kept updated through the different resources we have, like the magazines, like the online resources, newsletter, the journals, etc. And then you have the career resources and recognition. In this case, we do have our award. Is one of the main arms that we want to recognize the performance of our member. And some others like the e-library, e-learning library. We have the mentoring system as well. So a lot of these are under the category of career resources and recognitions. I've already mentioned earlier on, like the networking opportunity. So we have the community on the cyberspace, like what we call the collaborate tech. And also we have a lot of the local meeting as well, organized by the local sections or the chapters. And IEEE believe in ongoing and lifelong learning. So there are a lot of emphasis being put into continued education. And these are also made available through the IEEE the TV. Another one of the main resources we call the ILN, IEEE Learning Network. Another main tangible benefit for being a member is a discount that one may receive. Well, not only discount for the publication, and also discount for the conferences, and also some of the other national society member discount. So depending on the country, then you can have, because of the agreement between the National Society and IEEE, so the member can also enjoy the discount from the other society. IEEE is also putting in a lot of efforts for humanitarian program. They provide the support to this special interest group on the humanitarian technology side, volunteering opportunities, and also funding through organizations within IEEE, like the IEEE Foundation. So now come to my experience. As I have mentioned, my experience can be seen from three aspects: as a member, as a volunteer, and as a leader. Well, as a member, I have already shared with you the benefits which are made available through the IEEE resources. I can participate in the events so that I can attend to the talks, I can listen or to the expert, and I can listen to people from the industry, from the academic. I can have a social gathering. And I have also mentioned about the discount that I can have from the products and services, and in particular, the conferences, the networking opportunities, and access to the resources and training. As a volunteer, well, on the first aspect, well, as a member, I have been acting more like a receiver. Now I can go on to the next stage as a volunteer. I can help out with the society and also helping out the member as well. I was able to get involved in the organization of the events, and thereby I can gain my experience, well, how to run a meeting and how to run the conference, etc. And I can take up the position as well. So there are formal guidelines for what are the roles and responsibility. And it not only help me within my volunteering services within IEEE, it also help with my day-to-day work as well. And I'm able to promote IEEE and recruit new members. And I also receive a training through the resources and workshops. Again, I go to the networking opportunities. Not only I get to know people, and also get to be known as well. Then, as I gain my experience, I get the opportunity to start to take part as a leader within the organization. Well, I can be involved in the nomination process. Well, people can nominate me to be elected some of the executive position within the committees. And then I can also actively look at the second generation of the leaders and the volunteers. And I personally can provide the training and the mentoring. And I participate in the decision process as well, in the local organizational unit, and also even up in the IEEE level. I can help out in recognizing the performance of the volunteers in the award, in the challenges. So all these have given me the experience as a leader within IEEE. Now come to the last part of the talk on the IEEE responses to the COVID-19 crisis. I pick up a few examples. Well, one is the IEEE Spectrum. Spectrum is our flagship magazine within IEEE. So it maintains a website whereby you get a collection of the news and some of the latest development of how the technology are being used to combat the problem of COVID-19. So we have the news and the resources hub. We also have been promoting a lot of the tech talks so that while people are locked down at the homes, they're able to access the webinars and talk and training. And in particular, the innovation at work, they have the technical talks and also equipping, the people working from home. There are local activities are also being initiated, and I'm also quoting a few examples later on. And also the IEEE Foundation is looking at the raising funds to helping out the community and helping out the members. So start off, we can take a look at the IEEE Spectrum. Well, you can see that the link on top, and this is what you see the screen capture from that page. So the IEEE Spectrum, so you have the IEEE resources in there. So in there, if you scroll down the page, and this is what you see. On the left-hand side, you see a collection of the news articles. Some of all these were related to the COVID-19. On the right-hand side, you also see the collection of different resources under different categories. Well, you got a virtual events of resources for the members, for the community, how the IEEE on addressing, combating the battle on the front line, and how the coping with how the members are coping with the pandemic, and also some frequently answered questions. So under the virtual events, as you can see in here, these are some of the examples. So between the month of March to June, there are a series of talks on these variables and medical interoperability and intelligence. And some others, in the month of May as well, like the tech ethics panel discussion on data science in the times of the COVID-19. Under the free resources, we also take a look in terms of the community. They might be coming in from different positions. They could be a practicing engineers. Well, the person could be an educator, a parent, a researcher, a student. So when you click on all the different icon, again, you will see all the resources available. It could be a continuing education courses. It could be consultants finders. Then the resources for the member. And similarly, they're coming in provided from the different boards. If you can remember, well, the chart I have on the organizational structure, this is what you see. We have the major board within IEEE, like the educational activities, IEEE USA, publication and services, technical activities, standard association, MG8, well, members and geographic activities. Again, when you click into that, you'll see a collection of those resources available to the members. As far as the news are concerned, well, you can see some of this news. This one was released on the 30th of May on DIY ventilators for COVID-19. And another one on the 29th of May, Cobalt, a COVID-19 self-assessment chatbot. And a robotic customizable board could be used for next frontline workers. So all this you can see, we have the updated and the latest articles. Some others earlier on, German university opened up the hands-on remote FPGA, the field programmable gate array lab during the coronavirus pandemics. So you can see IEEE are keeping the community and the members updated on the latest development. In terms of the virtual events, so this one is under the website of IEEE Innovation at Work. So this is a collection of the webinars and the discussion panel discussion on different topics. So you can see some examples in here. So you got a tech talk. Mainly they are the free 30 to 45 minutes of conversation between the technical professionals. Well, different topics are being offered. Well, you have the live video of the speakers and the moderators, and also the question and answer as well. So people can type in the answers, questions, and then the expert will be able to answer it on the spot. You can see some of these topics, like the daily challenges of the 4G, 5G, and the IoT, personal digital twins, students and child data privacy. All these are relevant topics dealing with the latest trend of technology and development, and also some of the issues we got to face, like privacy issue. In terms of the academics, as I have mentioned earlier on, one of the challenges we have is during the lockdown, both students and the lecturers and teachers are not able to come to the class and conduct in the normal format. And in a way, this may get a lot of the academics caught out because they were not really too familiar with this mode of delivery. So IEEE respond to this by providing a series of this tech talk and a webinar. Well, you can see the topic of it, using the e-learning to support distant learning, online delivery of engineering programs, helping students learn via online delivery, strategies for effective delivery of online engineering courses. All these are provided from experts and members within IEEE. So some others upcoming events, as you can see, this one has already passed on the 21st of May. This one is on a Try Engineering Live. This is the one related to the STEM education. We're aiming to the pre-university students, K to 12. Another one is the virtual tag on the IEEE S02 networking standards. This one coming up on the 10th of June. And some of these webinars, in the past, they have been recorded. They are also made available on demand. And again, you can see some of the examples of this topic, like use of the gaming devices to stay connected, future neurotherapeutics. Well, so you can go to the appropriate website and take a look at the resources we have. Now coming to the local activities, and the local members are taking the leads in meeting the challenge of the COVID-19 crisis. So these are some of the examples. Within India, I can see has been very active. A lot of webinars has been organized. And these are some of the examples through the IEEE. They have started this one called the IEEE COVID Move. And they have a hackathon challenge, and a challenge for the innovation of the low-cost ventilators, low-cost masks, cost-effective customized and non-contact thermal scanning, bioinformatics, sanitization and sterilization, contactless live, etc., etc. So this is a form of the challenge to get the students and the members involved. So help them to try to come up with innovative ideas. I can see that a lot of them come up making use of the 3D printers effectively, coming up with a lot of the devices helping the frontline workers. And some others, well, in the Region 10 level, that is the one you heard me earlier on about the Asia Pacific region. So we also invite initiatives or communication strategy in response to the present COVID-19 situations. The main idea is we would like the section to share the experience, so that we can learn from one another how are we going to address this challenge like the lockdown, and how does it affect the work, and also how do they communicate and reach out to the members. And also there's some tangible activities have been carried on, like the Indonesia. Well, they have raised the fund to develop the portable automatic hand washing machines. I believe to deliver to the eastern part of the Indonesia, to some of the rural villages. So they provide some kind of standard. The main idea is that they can wash the hand without touching the taps, operate automatically with some kind of sensors over there, and then the use of the water and soap can be adjusted as needed, place it indoor, outdoor, provide a tissue, towel. So the main idea is to provide the cleaning equipment for the local people. And even as far as Uganda, you can see another example how the local members are taking the leads in providing the mask, donate them to the frontline healthcare workers in Uganda. So they're doing a good job in helping out the local communities. So you have seen some of the examples I have shown you being done around the world under the IEEE community. But on the headquarter level, we also have one arm of the IEEE we call IEEE Foundation. This is the one raising money from the members and from the community. The main idea is to help the local community through technology and education. So in the past years, they have under the different arms looking at giving the award, providing the scholarship. Well, in addressing to the issue of the pandemic, so they have started this COVID-19 response fund. So the main idea is to encourage the members to donate or to support the response fund. So the fund is being used to drive the global innovation in response to the crisis through the collaboration and the sharing of knowledge, enhance the public understanding of engineering and technology, and the pursuit of the local application of the engineering and technology, to address the COVID-19 crisis, to provide the education services, and all this you can see the examples from the website, the objective of the fund. So by doing that, the IEEE members, they can involve in different aspects. They can receive training, in terms of the new technology through the Tech Talk. They receive help in terms of helping them to transit from the face-to-face classroom delivery to online delivery. We also provide information for the communities, for the parents, for the students, for educators, for practicing engineers. You can also see, our IEEE members have been actively involved in providing help to the frontline workers through innovative ideas and generations, production of the equipment, etc. So now looking back, I must say that IEEE has been a trusted partner in my professional journey. As you can see that I have gone through the whole process from the members to the volunteer to the leader, and I can see that my association with IEEE is carried on, even until I can become a life member. A life member is one that, if your age and the number of membership made up together is 100, then you become a life member of IEEE. And I would say that I can testify that my volunteering experience has provided me the opportunity, getting to know other members and networking with the other members. I also help the other members and also help the community. But of course, it does take time, energy, and passion. You really need to be passionate in whatever you do so that you can do it good. But I always believe that it is more blessed to give than to receive. And I would say that I'm also proud to say that IEEE is responding to the present crisis, and we are fulfilling the motto, advancing technology for community. So all in all, I thank you very much for your attention. And once again, I would say thank you.